which is the metropolitan and the melting point of the Kenya nation. Kwa haya yote, mimi ningetaka kusema ya kwamba nimeshukuru na karibuni. Kwa hayo machache ningependa kumuita Secretary General wetu wa chama, Bwana Adam. Karibu.
Habari zenu. Tuko salama. Leo ni ile siku. Tulikuwa tunangoja hiyo siku. Tumefika hapa. Then let us go out there, tell everybody who is missing what we saw here, what we witnessed, and what we want to do to take this country to another level. Are we together? As put by my chairman here, we as a party are a multifaceted party. You can see, I'm a young guy, we have older people. I'm an Asian, we have Africans, we have the minorities. I might be educated, but we have those who have not yet got that chance to seek their education. So us as a party, we are here to free Kenya, to make sure that each and every one of us feels like a Kenyan and deserves what they are to get in their future by joining hands with us and liberating this country. As put by the chairman, this today is the day we are launching our manifesto. And today is the day for our president.
Thank you, DJ.
All right, and these are live images from Kasarani, specifically at the gymnasium area. That looks like the motorcade of Deputy President William Ruto arriving here now for the manifesto launch. I don't know if we can get a sound of some of that activity from that camera. Let's see if we can get some of that natural sound. Greeting those who are on standby to receive him, members of parliament, area leaders, candidates on the Kenya KWANZA or UDA ticket.
Kundi la Kenya KWANZA wataweza kufika hapa. Kwa hiyo tunawaomba sasa tuweze kuwa on standby, tuweze kujiweka tayari kumkaribisha mgeni wetu. Tafadhali tunaomba tuweze kuwa na utulivu na tutulie mahali tunapoonyeshwa viti kuketi. Huku ndani viti vimejaa. Kwa hiyo tunaomba mnapoonyeshwa nafasi kule juu, tafadhali tuweze kuzingatia hayo. Si kwa niaba yao bali ni kwa niaba ya sisi sote, kwa maana hapa ndani viti vimeweza kujaa. Kwa hiyo tunaomba tuweze kuzingatia yale yote tunayoelezewa. Ukionyeshwa kwenda upande ule wa juu, kwa heshima tu tunaomba uweze kuzingatia hayo. Muda wote kuanzia sasa mgeni wetu ataweza kufika hapa, ikiwa ni timu yetu yote ya Kenya KWANZA. Wameshaweza kutoka sasa, wanakaribia. Kwa hiyo watakapofika tutaweza kuwajuza. Asante sana DJ, tuendelee.
get a expectation from my other guest here, Ken Gishinga, who's achievable. In general, what would you say that is for you?
Many thanks, Wahiga, for having me. Indeed, today is a significant day as we consider the two manifestos that are about to be launched. It's the last day of the fiscal year, June 30th. So it's a good time to look at the state of the cost of living, 7.9, the highest it's been. Our public debt is at 9 trillion. Unemployment is hitting the roof. So for far too many people, the best lives are behind them. So I'd like to see manifestos, not just one, but across all the board, that look at the issue of fiscal policy. How are we going to manage our fiscal policy? Because the level of borrowing we have, the level of debt we have, is crowding out the private sector. And when the private sector is crowded out, it's unable to expand and create jobs. And being in a post-COVID environment when people have lost 2 million jobs, obviously we want to look at the business environment moving forward. So we hope to see good proposals on fiscal policy, a very clear articulation of the public debt, areas around monetary policy. I believe if they can consider these, I think we can have some clarity into the way forward. As you listen to the pronouncements that are made on the campaign trail, have you heard a sense of austerity measures in the thinking of the major political formations? And do you think that's where they need to be at this moment? Quite the contrary. What we hear is an expansionist agenda. We hear more programs, government running more programs. So one wonders how that will happen at a time when the budget deficit is expanding. So I agree with you. We need to see, I don't like to use the word austerity measures, but we need to see a trend towards contracting that budget deficit, reducing the size of government, reducing borrowing, so that at least the private sector can have that environment to have access to credit and to grow. Kipto, as you listen to Gishinga there, and you've worn a politician's hat, you've worn one as well, so you understand the pressures that those leading those political formations face to show Kenyans why the future is better with them, is safer with them. But on the other hand,
be a president. They are
and the very, very China that has come to revamp our country. If you found corrupt in China, you are hanged.
inflation, you look at issue of debt, you look at unemployment, you look at cost of living. All those are the issues that people want to hear. However, that is half the story. The other half the story is, how do you intend to cover that? That's why, for example, Azimio would come up with the issue of manufacturing, while KWANZA has come to the table and said, one, it's a question of economic inclusivity. So they sell hope by saying economic inclusivity is not or has never been achieved for the past 55 years. So they come to the table by selling hope and saying, if you give us an opportunity, we want to shake down our economical structure so that every single person matters. We want to invest in the segments of the society.
Me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me, and what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan, your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the hours it takes to get some power. Don't be f***ing sour, take a cold shower, scream until you're louder, work until you're prouder, and f*** all the doubters, they're just your downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. Got some needs, are you willing to go bleed? I swear to God, they're off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. I swear to God, they all let me down. I always fought just to win the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me. And what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan. Your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the hours it takes to get some power. Don't be f***ing sour. Take a cold shower. Scream until you're louder. Work until you're prouder. And f*** all the doubters, they're just your downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce.
Many people do not know that all the paper currency, all the notes in the world are made from marijuana paper by hemp. Everybody carrying a note, if you have money in your pocket, you are carrying proof of the efficacy and the economic benefit of marijuana. If you have money in your pocket, you have a sample of what marijuana can do for our economy. Number two, many people do not know that in all the ports across the world, all the twine that is used to anchor the biggest ships in the world are made from hemp fiber. It is also my pleasure to inform you that all military uniforms across the world, including the tandaruas, the tarpaulin, are made from hemp fiber. Third, it is also my wish to inform you that clothing material made from hemp. Next, I am also happy to inform you that hemp can produce fertilizer for our farms. It can produce chicken and cow feed for our agriculture. And in the growth of these plants, you do not need fungicide, you do not need herbicides, you do not need pesticides. It just grows and heals the soil as well. So in other words, we have a plant that stands on two main legs, the medicinal and the industrial. The third variant of marijuana is called cannabis ruderalis. That is hardly found in these regions. It's the pygmy of the marijuana plant, mainly found in the colder south areas of Russia. But that is normally considered, it doesn't have many properties in it that we can talk about. And for many people who may not know, Liberation comes in packages that may not necessarily be sweet, just like medicine. If I am sick today, I will be given malaria queen. On that note, I wish to appeal to our party leadership to take charge and lead as an economic revolution, but also as a spiritual passage to all those who use marijuana to express their spiritualism. Has always said that we're looking forward to a violent election, and that has been the case. And when there has been violence, it has been accused on those who smoke marijuana. Not true. That's a lie. For anybody, I went round with the party leadership through Western Kenya, through Kisumu, into every slum where I was born, in Nyalenda, Obunga, Kondele Massive. Not a single stone, not a single insult, no pleas for money, just peace and one love. Just peace and one love. So I speak to a constituency that has been sat on, that has been shut on, that has been spat on, but one that has stayed resilient to their call for a better nation, a healthier nation, and a wealthier nation. And in that regard, I wish to appeal to all my brothers and sisters across the country that maybe the time to make a change is now. If there is any doctor or teacher or pupil who believes in a greater future and a better future where everybody has an equal chance to have money in their pocket because they own a half an acre, that time is now. If there is anybody, if there is any soldier or policeman in this room who is driven by the spirit of nationalism and who would love to wear uniforms that will last for 30 years or 20 years, grown in a military farm or grown locally to make our uniforms locally and in the ideal or pursuit of self-sufficiency, then that time is now. I appeal to every woman across the land who is aware that marijuana can provide marijuana oil for us to smear on our bodies and not Vaseline petroleum, because petroleum is for vehicles and machines. Anybody who requires organic medicine and organic oil, then that time of liberation is now. I appeal to our political leadership who have promised us emancipation from poverty, who have given glorious promises which they have not fulfilled. If they're truly and in their hearts convinced that they love this country as a shared space, where there is space for those who use and those who don't use, where there is space for those who believe in what we believe and those who do not believe, then their time to make a change is now. I stand here with a lot of pride to be part of a party and part of a team that has chosen a way that today is being seen as progressive universally, but that yesterday was seen as backward and retrogressive. I appreciate you, my brothers and sisters, with all the love that I can. I appreciate you for your resilience, because many people said that the Rasta man did not have a voice, and I said that let's give the Rasta man his voice once again. Now is the time, my brothers, now is the time, my sisters, to appreciate that God is the sole provider of all crops and plants. And it is Him who gave us this beautiful plant, which we all know what can do. By the time it gets to a stage where one presidential candidate has called himself Buffalo Soldier, another one has said he's a reggae man, and the third presidential candidate, who we are here to support, has come out and said that I will legalize. Surely there must be something special about this plant. If there was nothing special about this plant, not every candidate would have wished to associate with this thing. My brothers and sisters, who would have thought that one day in Kenya, the political future and fate of the nation would lie in the hands of the marijuana constituency? Who would have ever thought that we would get to a stage where we would be looking forward to the marijuana constituency as the way forward? It is a true revolution. So I appeal to you, all those who know that the time to legalize marijuana is here, I ask you to vote for Professor Wajakoya and Justina Wamae. I urge you, all those who know that it is time for peace and healing, to vote for change through Professor George Wajakoya and Justina Wamae. I appeal to you to lead the way forward, for God has blessed you to be called here today to lead this revolution, a green revolution, a revolution that shall be filled with smoke, not of burning, but smoke of love and smoke of unity. I appeal to your greater sense of discipline, that in doing everything we do, and as long as I have done it since I started, I have tried to walk and talk through the narrow path of the law, even though it has been difficult. We have no reason to fight with our brothers and sisters. We have no reason to live in confrontation with the security agencies over marijuana, but we have reason, as those who know what lies in this plant, to be messengers of God, to be messengers of light, to go and speak to those who do not know, to teach them that the day or the time has come for those who are behind to come to the front, those who are down to be lifted up, those who are forgotten to be remembered, and those who knew no love to be loved. For the time is now. I appeal to you, my brothers and sisters, that as this continues, I am sure each one of you should lead himself or herself in planning for this bright future that beholds after the legalization of marijuana. I'm sure you're aware 200